We welcome you again at the World Council of Churches Media Corner here in Athens and the CCIA conference on the Centenary of the Life and Work Stockholm Conference. We have a special guest with us, His Eminence Metropolitan Gabriel, our gracious host here in this very significant centenary event. Thank you so very much, Your Eminence. Your role is central, I would say, not only in welcoming the ecumenical family here in Athens, but also in reflecting on the very important role of the Church of Greece and its international ecumenical mission. How does the Church of Greece engage in the wider global church community today, specifically in connection to the work of the World Council of Churches, but also in a broader frame, I would say?
Thank you, Xanthi. Thank you for this opportunity. You are always most welcome in Greece, all of you, all the members of WQCC. Christos Anesti, Christ is risen. We are still in the Paschal period. And the last days here in Athens, we had an excellent opportunity for very deep encounters with all the members of CCIA committee. And I would say that the Church of Greece, since we had the opportunity also to present what we're doing towards the history of the ecumenical movement, we have a constant witness on the issues of ecumenical movement and also of our witness of the Orthodox world today. First of all, by saying that in collaboration and in after the coordination of the Ecumenical Patriarchate, being members of the ecumenical family since 1948, we are continuing giving the witness of the one church, of the one Orthodox church in the world, because in our ecclesiology, the church is one and we are member local churches in every different part of the world, by doing the service of what is happening in Greece actually right now. Not only in the spiritual life of the Church of Greece, but also in the challenges that we are facing concerning the migration issue, concerning all the issues that we have already been raised up. So, in participation, I think the key word for our presence to the ecumenical movement is the word participation. We participate, we are here, we are engaged, and thank God we will continue to be engaged according to the illuminous and very inspirational pastoral approach of our Archbishop Hieronymus and Athens and all Greece, that he's also, this is our host, the Church of Greece is hosting this special event. So we will continue to be engaged, we will continue to participate by trying to give our witness from our local context to the ecumenical movement and to the world today.
Thank you. From your perspective, how could Greece as a country, with the core values of democracy, citizenship, and all the knowledge and light that we have given to the world, and more specifically the Church of Greece, how do you see the historical role of the country, of the church? What is it that we can offer?
Democracy is here, Xanthi. You see it. We have Acropolis behind us, but only as a symbol. The fact is how we can work to have democracy in action, democracy in the real world. We see not only divisions, but we see wars. So many children are losing their lives because of the conflicts that are taking place in Gaza, in Palestine, and in Ukraine, and also in so many other parts of the world, Sudan, Myanmar, Sri Lanka. We have so many conflicts that people, and especially children, are losing their lives. Democracy is always the best regime comparing with all the others. But democracy is something that has to start from inside ourselves. Let's speak and approach this issue spiritually by saying that if we cannot fit with ourselves, that means, first of all, be humble, be faithful to God, be peaceful in our hearts, how we can really transmit this peace to all over the world. So let's take this opportunity from Athens and from this meeting, since we are in the birthplace of democracy, to see and challenge ourselves of the democracy that we are having today. It's not a real democracy. We need so many things to be done, and we need, first of all, to continue bridge people together, continue building bridges, and I think the fellowship of the World Council of Churches is doing this work, is doing this very special ministry for all the member churches, and let's invite all people of goodwill, of good attitude, and from different faiths, from different backgrounds, to come and work together with us. This is what we really want to do, to give a message, a very clear message from Athens, that democracy is not a regime, but it's a virtue, it's a personal achievement, and all of us have to work very hardly in order to fulfill it.
Thank you. Your Eminence, you're very strongly engaged socially at all levels, and I'm sure you recognize that the younger communities, young people, feel sometimes even like more and more disconnected from religious institutions nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
We have a very well-educated young generation, a generation that values a lot authenticity. We have political, and allow me to say, sometimes church representatives and leaders not living by the values that they preach so often. And this is a generation that is not following authority by definition. What is your response to these groups?
Xanthi, thank you for this question. And I would say what you have already said. This is the answer. Let's try to be the examples. People in our days have been fed up from speeches, from sermons, from nice words. And what they have not seen yet is actions and real examples. This is what I'm trying to say also to my congregation in my local diocese, in my obligation as local bishop of a church in Ionia. And this is what we should address to all over the world. And this is what the Christians need to do today, especially, as you said very correctly, the Christian leaders. We have to be the example, living as we preach. And the base of our preach and of our sermon always needs to be the gospel. What is missing today, I think, is a real presentation of the gospel in simple words, as Jesus has lived and taught us while he was as full human being in history, because he's a total God, he's a total human. But what he was doing as human being in historical times, 2,000 and more years before, it was living as simple as he could and preaching by his actions. So I invite everyone, first of all, church leaders, to hear his voice. First of all, to repent ourselves. We preach about metanoia, but we never do that in ourselves. Let's repent first of all ourselves and try to give this example to the world of today, and especially to the young generation. The young generation needs honesty and frank approach. We have to be honest with them, sincere with them, and the rest will come.
And shall we conclude this brief discussion with the role of the World Council of Churches globally nowadays? Why should the Orthodox churches specifically, but the Christian churches, member churches, engage even more actively in the work of the Council? What is it that they gain? What is it that the Council offers to them? We exist for the churches, by the churches, and what are you able to share in this very important year in this context?
We spoke about democracy, we spoke about engagement, we spoke about participation. We are the minority in the World Council of Churches, the Orthodox, the Orthodox voice. We are the 25% according to the consensus process. We need to be there. We need to participate. We need to continue engaged because we own that to the old generations. I very much recall in my mind Metropolitan Chrysostom from Ephesus, Metropolitan Genades of Sassima, and many of the Metropolitans of the Ecumenical Patriarchate that they have contributed, Professor Nisiotis, a lot in the ecumenical movement. Orthodox witness in the ecumenical movement is of a great importance. So today we have to continue being engaged, continue participate, continue bringing the message from our local context, because Christianity without the Orthodox voice will not be a sincere, frank Christianity. So let us continue be there. Let us continue speak to our sisters and brothers about the truth of our values. Let's share our values and try to battle for them in order to have a better world. Something.
Your Eminence, thank you for your generous hospitality. We thank the Church of Greece as well. And thank you for sharing your vision with our audience around the world. Thank you. Stay tuned, dear friends, with the World Council of Churches social media platforms and follow all the updates with news releases, photo galleries, and videos from Athens.